Dear students, what we have discussed in our last class? Yes, we have discussed about our mouth and buccal cavity, right? Mouth and buccal cavity. Okay, you have learned about the types of teeth, functions of teeth, function of our tongue, and about our salivary glands. Salivary glands produce saliva, right? And saliva has its own function, right? Yes. So, what is the function of saliva? Can I ask you a question? What is the function of saliva? Yes, saliva helps to convert starch of the food into sugar, right? Saliva helps to convert starch of the food into sugar. Okay, here as a first topic, I want to show you an experiment. That experiment help us to prove the function of saliva, prove the action of saliva. I want to repeat that saliva helps to convert starch of our food into sugar. Starch of the food into sugar. Are you ready to ask this experiment? You are ready, right? Yes, very good. Let's watch. Here is the activity to test the action of saliva. For that, you should take two test tubes and label them A and B. Then take boiled rice and add boiled rice in test tube A and add chewed boiled rice in test tube B. Okay, then you should add water in both the test tubes A and B. Clear? Then my dear, you should take iodine solution and add iodine solution both the test tubes. Iodine solution add to both the test tubes. Observe the color change. Here you can see that the boiled rice turned to blue color. The chewed boiled rice remained the same. What is the reason? Yes, the test tube A contain boiled rice, right? Boiled rice, it contains starch. Okay, when you add iodine solution there, that boiled rice turned to blue color. And test tube B contain what rice, my dear? Chewed rice, right? Chewed rice. When you chew the rice from your mouth, it contains saliva, right? Okay, saliva change the starch into sugar. So the chewed rice doesn't contain what? Doesn't contain starch. It already changed to what form? Sugar form, right? That's why the chewed rice remained the same. Have you heard about the tooth decay? Decaying of our teeth? Yes. What is the reason behind that? Yes, because of the action of some bacteria, right? Tooth decay happened because of the action of bacteria in our mouth. Germs action, right? So what we want to do for that? Yes, we have to brush twice a day. Let us have a discussion about the reason behind the tooth decay. After having food, after chewing the food wastes will remain in our mouth, in between the teeth. In that food wastes, some bacteria will be activated. Will be activated in that food wastes. That will cause the formation of an acid in our mouth. That will cause the formation of an acid in our mouth, in between the teeth. That acid will cause the tooth decay. Okay, so to prevent the tooth decay, for preventing the tooth decay, we have to brush our teeth twice a day. Have you got it? Yes, very good. Yes, we have discussed all the points about our mouth and buccal cavity. Now let us move to the next part of our alimentary canal. Look here. Esophagus. The swallowed food with the help of tongue, right? The swallowed food allows to move the food to esophagus, next part of alimentary canal. While food passes through the esophagus, no, you can notice that there is a wave-like movement happen throughout the esophagus. A wave-like movement. After the wave-like movement, no, the food reaches to stomach. See children, here you can notice, no, a wave-like movement throughout the esophagus, right? When food passes through the esophagus, no, a wave-like movement happened there. Then only the food will reach to stomach. This wave-like movement is called peristalsis. Now you got what is peristalsis, right? Peristalsis is a wave-like movement of esophagus at the time of food pass through it. The wave-like movement of wall of esophagus at the time of food pass through it. That is called peristalsis. You got it right? Have you ever vomited? Yes, of course, right? You know what is the reason behind that? Yes, at the time the food is not accepted by our stomach, no. That food is vomited out. Clear? At times the food is not accepted by our stomach, that food is vomited out. Clear? You got it right? The reason behind the vomiting? Yes. Our esophagus opens to stomach, right? Esophagus opens to stomach. So the next part of our alimentary canal is stomach. The stomach is a thick walled bag. Look here, the structure of stomach. You can see it as a thick walled bag. It shaped like a flattened U and it is the widest part of alimentary canal. Stomach is the widest part of alimentary canal. Okay, it receives food from esophagus, right? Okay, it receives food from esophagus at one end and opens into small intestine at the other end. So one end of the stomach opens from esophagus and the other end opens into small intestine. The other end opens into small intestine. Lining of stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. These are the three components of our stomach: mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. I have a discussion about these three components of stomach. The mucus protect the wall of stomach, protect the lining of stomach. Protection provided by mucus. The hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria. Hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria which enter along with the food to stomach. Okay, and it helps to make the medium in the stomach acidic. It helps to make the medium in the stomach acidic. Clear? Then stomach has digestive juices, right? Digestive juices help to break down the proteins into simpler substances. That means the digestive juices of stomach help for the digestion of protein. Helps for the digestion of protein. So these are the functions of three components of stomach. Functions of three components of stomach. Components inside the stomach, right? First one is mucus. Mucus helps to protect the wall of stomach, protect the lining of stomach. Second one is hydrochloric acid, right? Hydrochloric acid helps to kill the bacteria. Which reach to stomach along with the food, right? And it also makes the medium in the stomach acidic. It also makes the medium in the stomach acidic. Clear? In that acidic medium, no, only the digestive juices will be activated. Then the third one, digestive juices. Digestive juice helps for the digestion of protein. Digestive juice helps for the digestion of protein. Then the protein will become simpler substances, simple form, right? Clear? Yes. Next part is small intestine, right? Small intestine. Stomach opens to small intestine. Here you can see that small intestine is highly coiled structure, right? Highly coiled structure. Okay, and the small intestine associated with the two glands. First one is pancreas, next one is liver. Pancreas and liver. Clear? Look here you can see our liver, right? Liver is a reddish brown gland situated in the upper part of our abdomen. Upper part of our abdomen. You know, it is the largest gland of human body. It is the largest gland in the body, no? Clear? And it secretes a juice. That juice is called bile. That juice is called bile. So bile is a digestive juice produced by liver. That bile stored in a sac called gallbladder. That bile stored in gallbladder. Clear? Here bile help for the digestion of fat. Bile help for the digestion of fat. You got it? Clear? Yes. The pancreas, right? Pancreas. Look here, my dear. You can see the pancreas here. Pancreas is a large cream colored gland located below the stomach. Clear? And it produces pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice help for the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Pancreatic juice help for the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Okay, this and all digestion happen inside the small intestine. This and all digestion happen inside the small intestine. Got it? Yes. The bile produced from liver and the pancreatic juice produced from pancreas help digestion inside the small intestine. Help digestion inside the small intestine. You got it right? Clear, right? Very good. Today we have discussed about the esophagus, the movement of food through the esophagus, right? As the next topic we had a discussion about the stomach, digestion inside the stomach and the three components inside the stomach, right? Then as a third point we have discussed about the small intestine and the gland associated with the small intestine. There are two glands, right? First one is liver, next one is pancreas. Liver and pancreas both helps digestion inside the small intestine. For that, liver produces a juice called bile and pancreas produce pancreatic juice. Bile help for the digestion of protein and pancreatic juice help for the digestion of carbohydrates, protein and fat. Clear, right? I hope you understood about these topics. Okay, my dears? Yes. Then I want to inform you one thing also, no? 15th onwards our exam, right? Okay, for our science exam, I included this topic also. Okay, this class topics also will be there for your coming exam. You just watch these videos continuously, you can attend the exams confidently. I have 100% confident about you. Okay, watch this video continuously, then you can attend the exam confidently. Okay, try your best, my dear. All the best.